All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsions, habit, reason, passion, desire. Aristotle. Greetings, mortals, and a capital day to you all. I am your host Simeon, and you are listening to the Library of Gnosis. The number 7 has been viewed as mystical, powerful, and symbolically significant across many cultures, religions, and philosophical systems. Heptad, as Pythagoras called it, and he associated it with mysticism, spirituality, and the cosmos. We for instance find the 7 classical planets, or the 7 visible planets we can see with the naked eye. The Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. These were considered the governing bodies of the heavens, each believed to influence human life and the cosmos. The classical planets also correspond to each one of the 7 days of the week. Sunday, Sun. Monday, Moon. Tuesday, Mars. Wednesday, Mercury. Thursday, Jupiter. Friday, Venus. And Saturday, Saturn. Many early cultures saw these planets as deities, or expressions of divine power, tying the macrocosm, the universe, to the microcosm, the individual human being, often influencing personal faith and spiritual progression. The planets exist both as archetypes inside us and as bodies outside of us. As above, so below. As within, so without. In ancient Mesopotamian mythology, the Anunnaki were sometimes referred to as ordainers of destinies. They were considered a group of deities responsible for determining the fate of humanity and the universe. In particular, texts like the Epic of Creation, the Enuma Elish, and other Sumerian and Akkadian writings describe the Anunnaki as powerful gods who played key roles in cosmic order, justice, and the establishment of kingship on Earth. Their decisions about the fate of gods and mortals were seen as unalterable. In various religious traditions, the Divine Council refers to a group of deities, or divine beings, that rule the cosmos. In ancient Semitic religions, particularly within the Ugaritic and Canaanite mythology, the Divine Council consists of an unnamed number of gods, led by El, the chief god. His Mesopotamian counterpart being Anu. In the Mesopotamian tales, there are usually 7 gods on the council. These 7 gods, or celestial figures, preside over cosmic and moral order. Much like how the 7 planets influence the earthly realm in ancient astrology. The number 7 here again symbolizes a divine order, or perfection that governs creation. Then we of course have the 7 colors of the visible light spectrum. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. These colors occur in a rainbow and form the basis of the light visible to the human eye. Some mystical traditions correlate these colors with spiritual levels or energies, and they correspond closely to the 7 chakras. They are considered energy centers within the human body, each associated with different levels of consciousness and spiritual development. There are 7 main chakras, from the base of the spine to the top of the head, often associated with specific colors. The root chakra is red, the sacral chakra is orange, the solar plexus chakra is yellow, the heart chakra is green, The throat chakra is blue, a third eye chakra is indigo, and finally, the crown chakra is violet or white. Each chakra represents a different aspect of human existence, from basic survival instincts to higher consciousness and spiritual enlightenment. The connection between the chakras and the colors of the light spectrum reinforce the idea of human beings as microcosmic reflections of the divine universe. Interestingly, the idea of 7 colors within the light spectrum parallels the ancient concept of 7 planets governing different parts of reality. In spiritual metaphysics, light is often seen as a symbol of divine knowledge or consciousness. In alchemy, there are also 7 classical elements, each associated with the 7 planets. Lead is associated with Saturn and symbolizes discipline, structure, and grounding. Tin is associated with Jupiter and signifies expansion, prosperity, and wisdom. Iron is associated with Mars and stands for strength, willpower, and action. Copper is associated with Venus and represents beauty, love, and harmony. Mercury is associated with, Mercury, and signifies fluidity, adaptability, and transformation. Silver is associated with the moon and symbolizes clarity, reflection, and emotional balance. Gold is associated with the sun and represents purity, immortality, and the highest stage of transformation. Each metal represents a stage in the alchemical process, from base material, lead, to spiritual enlightenment, gold, reflecting the transformation of the soul through the various trials and growth stages. The 7 seals mentioned in the Book of Revelation are apocalyptic symbols. They represent stages leading to the end times, each seal unleashing a different event, such as the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, cataclysm, and cosmic upheaval. The seals suggest a process of spiritual unveiling or revelation, a deeper insight into the divine plan. Some suggest this is talking about the 7 different chakras of the human body. In each system, 7 represents a complete or divine order, often associated with cosmic governance or spiritual progression. Light, in its purest form, is white, just as the divine is often seen as transcendent. When light disperses, it reveals 7 colors, symbolizing how divinity manifests fractally. Each of these gods represent some aspect of nature. They somehow govern it, or is an expression of those things, an archetype. Like in the theory of forms from Plato, there exist perfect archetypes which are realer than real, metaphysically so to speak. Christian theologians like this view from Plato because it is so similar to the concept of the Christian heaven. In many traditions, the number 7 represents a path from the material to the spiritual, from the profane to the enlightened. In nearly all of these systems, the number 7 implies a sense of wholeness or completeness. Another interesting thing to note is that there are 7 continents on Earth, and in Western music, the major scale and most traditional scales consists of 7 unique notes: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, which then repeat at the octave. This 7-note structure is fundamental to much of Western music theory. In some spiritual and musical practices, the 7 chakras are associated with the 7 notes of the musical scale, each note correlating to a different chakra, and by extension, different aspect of physical and spiritual well-being. The interconnectedness of the number 7 across astrology, the Bible, Hinduism, and mysticism might reflect a universal archetype, one that points towards the idea that the universe is structured according to certain divine principles, and that human beings are a reflection of this cosmic order. The number 7 in these contexts symbolize a metaphysical blueprint underlying existence, a pathway to understanding the interplay between the material and spiritual realms, the microcosm and the macrocosm. Now we are coming to the end of this video. If you want to watch all my broadcasts ad-free, you can find me on Patreon, where you will also get the scripts that include sources for those of you that prefer reading. Please leave a comment below. I always enjoy reading them, and feel free to share the video